I've been rowing like a pregnant woman?
Yeah.
Great.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm Andrew, and this is Fat Tuesdays, my weekly YouTube series documenting my journey to become not fat. And as you can see, I'm actually in an Orangetheory, and today is gonna be a really exciting video. We're gonna be talking about the common mistakes that people make in an Orangetheory class and how to fix it. I'm not gonna tell you how to fix it because I need the help myself, but I'm here with two amazingly talented, dope, smart, inspiring coaches. One of them you've already met, Coach Vinny.
Hey everybody, happy to be back with you again.
Now we also have Coach Haley.
Hey guys, my name's Haley. I'm one of the other coaches here at Orangetheory Mercer Island. I've been coaching here for a little over a year now, and I'm really excited to show you guys some tips and tricks in the weight room.
Coach Haley and I are gonna go over some common errors with you that happen in the weight room. Specifically, we're gonna start with the lower body. We'll talk about squatting,
Hinging.
and lunging. First thing we're gonna talk about is hinging. First, we're gonna have Coach Haley here grab a couple dumbbells. She's driving her hips back with intention. She's pushing her booty behind herself, and she finishes with a nice flat parallel spine to the floor. Some common errors that occur within this hinge, within the deadlift. So notice on this, she's finishing now with a rounded back. She's beyond parallel, and this is putting a lot of unnecessary pressure into the lower back. Another common error within this hinge is not putting the subtle bend into the knee. Oftentimes what we'll see folks do is keep a locked out leg, and at this point you're more or less just bending over, once again putting a lot of unnecessary pressure into the lower back. If you allow for a knee bend, it's gonna help hinge your energy behind yourself rather than just bending over at the waist. Keep in mind, it's not only the deadlift where we're hinging. A couple other common exercises you'll see at Orangetheory with a hinge are the single dumbbell swing. Again, notice that subtle drive back of the glute before finishing tall. The skier's swing, we're now loading the outside of the body. It's the same motion, hinging back, finishing tall. Notice again the glutes driving behind with the subtly bent knee.
All right, you guys, so next thing we're gonna talk about is lunging. So Coach Vinny here is gonna do a couple perfect lunges, at least hopefully. You'll notice that as he's dropping that foot back, he's making sure he's not going too far. That bottom knee is tracked right underneath his hip. His hips are right underneath his shoulders. Another thing you wanna notice is that he's postured up nice and tall. So as he lowers down, he's making sure not to cave forward with his chest. One of the common errors that we see in class is people stepping too far back. So you'll notice that when Coach Vinny goes into his lunge, his foot and his knee is way behind where it's supposed to be. So we actually want that knee stacked under his hip, and you'll see that the knee is way past the hip. As Coach Vinny takes a wide step back, he's starting to lose a little bit of his balance. By losing his balance, he's now unable to really put the focus on his quad, his hamstrings, or his glutes, which is where we want the focus of the exercise to be. Another common mistake that we see with the lunge is as people step back, sometimes their weight will start to shift into their toes. We don't want all that pressure to be coming forward. We want a heavy heel as Coach Vinny's lowering down into his lunge.
So that was wrong.
That was wrong.
That was wrong.
Yeah.
We do it again.
The next important thing we're gonna talk about is squatting. We see this in several different exercises. The goblet squat, the sumo squat, the front squat, the bodyweight squat, all the different squats. Haley's gonna start off with correct squatting form. Notice the very first thing she does is this subtle poking back of the booty as if she's finding a chair behind herself. Oftentimes I tell my classes, sit back with your glutes, do not lead with your knees. One of the, if not the most common error that I personally see during a squat is someone leading with their knees. Notice as Coach Haley drops into her squat, the knees start driving towards the toe. We're getting this elevated heel, putting all of that energy into the forefront of her shoe. And she's putting a lot of potential dangerous pressure into the knee as it drives forward. Let's get you out of those dangerous squats. So one thing we can always start with is what I like to call the golden squat. Haley's gonna drop into the golden squat with feet about shoulder width apart. You might come to find a little bit of pinching or a little bit of limitation within your range of motion. So if that's the case, you could always get a little wider or a little more narrow. Play around with the width of your squat. What's good to train your body with different widths within your squat stance, so long as you're staying safe, the energy's staying behind you, and you're powering up through those nice heavy heels.
Also, another really common error that we see with the squat is the knees collapsing in. So you'll notice that as Coach Vinny's coming out of his squat, his knees are caving in together. The reason that that happens is sometimes if our glutes aren't strong enough, other muscles are gonna start to take over. What Vinny would need to work on is getting a little bit more strength in his glutes, but while we're waiting for that to happen, he's just gonna go less low in his squat to make sure that his glutes and his hamstrings are staying active as he pushes himself back up. So one of the most common errors that we see with the low row is shoulders are scrunched up right by our ears. We already spend too much time like this in our daily lives. We don't want to be doing it in the weight room. So you'll notice Coach Vinny's shoulders are all the way up by his ears. Relax those shoulders away. Now his shoulders are ready to do the low row. So whenever we're using the TRX straps, we want to make sure that we're holding a strong plank position throughout the entire rep. A lot of the times we'll see people drop their plank at the bottom, so you'll notice his hips are sagging all the way down to the floor. Now he's losing the work that he was going to get out of his core if he were holding his plank the whole time.
One quick little tip, while on the TRX, regardless of any standing exercise we're doing, if you give yourself a wider base of support, you're gonna see a more stable, solid plank. If you wanna challenge yourself, you can narrow up your stance. This will be more challenging with less of a foundation. So make sure if you are going to use this narrow stance that you've got that strong plank intact with your nice low set shoulder, activated core.
Okay, so I know I've said this before, but I really do hate the rower. And I don't know why I hate the rower. Maybe it's because of my form, but I know you guys also don't like the rower. They're gonna fix my form, which I guess I'm excited about. I'm not really sure.
3x3 order on the
So my
rower.
feet are like never on these.
Yeah, you take your feet out, really.
When they say adjust the base plate, I never know what that actually means.
These things lower.
5 months later and I'm finally figuring out the base.
Okay, so with the rower, there's a basic 3x3 order. So as you go back, you drive with your legs, then your core, then your arm. You wanna grab them about shoulder width apart. So we're just gonna move one step at a time. So go ahead, we're gonna power back with our legs, and then we're gonna pause. So legs, once you hit there, second step is gonna lean with your core. So core, and then your arms. So see how your core kind of went with your legs? Yep, then your arms. As you come forward, it's just the opposite of that order. So arms, now without bending your legs, hinge forward, core, now legs. So let's go through that order one more time. Legs, core, arms, arms, core, legs. Go.
I've been doing this really wrong.
That's okay.
This is what I've been doing.
That's what we're here for.
You're doing the pregnant woman route. When their belly's so big.
That is the
When
pregnant
their
woman
bellies
row.
are so big, they have to flare their knees
And
out.
honestly, the pregnant woman row, they've got to loosen the straps and turn their toes out and like do this.
Yeah. Big range of motion.
I've been rowing like a pregnant woman.
Yeah. We got a non-pregnant rower.
You're a rower.
You're a rower.
You're a rowing fool.
You're a rower.
Okay, so thank you both for all of that. You guys are super knowledgeable, and I think like everybody watching this video wants to thank you. I can go ahead and tell you that.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and we really hope that this helps tighten up your form, get you stronger, keep you safer.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Biggest take home, ask your coach, listen to your body. Everyone's different.
Can I ask you one quick favor?
Yeah.
And it drops behind. It wraps
Do people
around
usually
you.
wear this with glasses? Okay, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe so you don't miss my next video. Click the little notification bell so you know when I post a video or go live, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Happy Fat Tuesday, everyone. Happy Fat Tuesday. This is perfect. I love this.